different level.
Yeah.
With them luck if you buck kids.
Can I be cocky on behalf of Bonecrusher real quick?
You should be.
Just for a quick second. I'm gonna talk his shit because he's a humble man. I'm gonna talk some shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Melanin King is finna talk that.
Give me a second, okay? A lot of the things that you have grown to love about this genre of Southern hip hop,
Yeah.
the new formula that creates hits nationwide.
Right.
If you do not acknowledge this man in front of me as one of the architects of the sound
You're a liar.
that you call trap or whatever label you want to put on it, okay? We're talking about From the Soil. Took all the love, pain, and conflict and put it into something that was, as he coins it, glorious.
Indeed.
Okay? There was a shift that happened once that song dropped. As soon as you hear boom, boom, boom.
Hey, it was an earthquake when my album dropped. You know, right?
It's a difference.
It was an earthquake in Georgia when my album
They
dropped.
got these memes going around. They say, that shit different when it hit some different type of way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Listen.
Every person that
The
ever
club is
felt the
different.
type of way, when
When that
you
shit
heard,
Yeah.
I ain't never scared. It didn't matter what situation you was going through in your life. That
But
song
ain't-
became your
but that ain't
motherfucking
it,
anthem
though.
at one point.
But that ain't it, though. You see, you got young fellas and young ladies who think never scared is where it ends at. No.
Hell no. Hell no.
When he did the Killer Mike shit, look, you was T-Pain in it for a while. And niggas ain't giving you that credit, too.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
you was out here smacking niggas on
Oh,
these goddamn.
no, wait, let's be clear. Bonecrusher put checks in a lot of
Listen.
people's pockets. He changed a lot of people's lives out here
Listen.
I did.
with that attention. If he holler attention on your track, if he just walk on the set in your video, your whole level has just been elevated. We are not going to sit here and act as if this man did not really change some
of the
shit
Atlanta
around here.
hip-hop culture.
And not by himself, but he put a lot of shit on his back. I'm going to talk the shit for you.
Hey, man, I appreciate it.
Because
Don't talk too much shit,
as a 36-year-old man that was born and raised
you
in the
telling your
South.
age?
Yes, I am. I'm letting you know. I got silvers
What if
in
people
my
think
beard. I
you're
got
younger than
silvers.
that?
That's all right. I'm learning them something. I'm learning them something.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I'm
He said, I'm learning them something.
I'm learning them something.
I'm learning them.
This is a teachable moment. It's a teachable moment. We have no problem with anything that's out right now. Y'all do your thing. We salute y'all. Go out there and get it. Be your best.
Martell,
What
we
I'm
might not have a
saying is-
sponsor next week.
No. This is not a disrespectful moment. I'm keeping it all on the road. What we like to do here at Let's Cook is remind those who may have forgotten what the foundation looks like. And we are in the presence of a pillar
Word.
of that foundation.
Word.
You understand? There's people that came before when he mentioned names like Shadi.
Yeah.
There's people that came before that cultivated the land, right?
Indeed.
And there were seeds that were planted.
For sure.
If y'all know anything, I'm a country boy, so I know about a plant called kudzu.
Indeed.
What kudzu does, it grows a deep, heavy root that's hard to get
They
out
brought
the
it here
ground.
from Vietnam.
Yes, they did. Now, what kudzu does? I got to get it out. Let me get it out now.
You are going the fuck.
I told you. I was ready for this. I have been waiting on this moment. See, I take it personal when it comes to folks that I grew up admiring, that I listened to, that actually played a factor in my life. I was in college when your joints dropped. And see, the thing is, what kudzu does, it grows and it takes over whatever population it's at.
That's real.
It can cut things off.
Yeah, it kills
Or
them.
it can help certain things grow if it props it up. So what I need you to know is people talk about how the South is taking over the genre, how the South is taking over everything. There was levels to it. This wasn't an overnight thing. And when you're in the presence of somebody who's planted their flag in the ground and they're not too up on their shoulders to forget who laid the groundwork for them to walk, it's on us to salute that and have that teachable moment with the young ones who may not know. I can't blame the kids that don't know if nobody ever taught them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk some big shit for OG in the room. Because it's on the young ones like myself to salute the OGs
nigga, you're 36.
and be thankful for what
young.
they've done. So
just
I'm
let
going to clap it
everybody
up for my partner in here for doing what he did. And I want everybody to make some goddamn noise. Okay? I'm sorry. I wouldn't know I was on the soapbox, but I had to do it.
I need you to get off there real quick.
I'm
okay?
sorry,
Because
man.
this man time is limited.
I'm sorry. Forgive
Okay.
me.
First of all, I told him that we were major fans. when I wrote them.
I didn't know if you let him know how deep rooted it is for me.
You didn't need to.
I'm sorry. I felt I was obligated to let him know face to face. Okay.
So
I smacked a lot of people in
my
college
partner
because
Jay
of
is
that
a huge fan of yours.
Hey, man, appreciate you, brother.
song. I've been waiting.
He said it so eloquently.
Now,
you, but I try.
now
I try, son.
here was my thing, right? Just like I was saying, never scared is not the end of it.
Absolutely.
Right.
I just want to know what the room felt like when you made Reaction. With Bun B, Killer Mike.
It's
and
crazy.
T.I.
We did that at Stinkonia.
Because
And,
that doesn't. I want you to hear me. That doesn't rock like it rocks unless you were on that motherfucking chorus.
You know, I tell you what, man. I tell you how that record came about. KP asked me and Lil Jon to do the record, the remix to the record. Lil Jon redid the beat. We was at Sound Lab over in Marietta, and I remember John was in the back A room and I was in the B room, and the record was playing. He was playing from the beginning, and I was like, yo. So I'm listening to the original, the actual new record. It's more like jungle-like sound.
Right.
But John put the crunk thing on, and I was like, yo, I got a hook, man. I got the bows on my lap.
Swerving on the killer, got the hump in the bag. In the hood, well, man. Swerving on the level. With the mustache. I got that new killer, killer.
I'm sorry, bro. Look, I'm sorry. I felt it in my spirit. It was in the ball. It was in the ball just now. Okay. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. I got my brother in the room. Swim. The Merc. With the in the front. From the living room.
I told you we was tearing all types of parents'
riding
pictures up.
all down Casita Road with that song.
Right.
Killing the whole south side of Columbus with that one song. And if you looked at the car wrong at the red light, we gonna shout that hook at your face.
That's right.
No.
I'm sorry,
Now-
we was
now,
reckless.
when them two records came out, he was like, God damn, this nigga Bone is fucking murking shit. Like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And then
Can't nothing keep a real nigga down. That's cool, Joe Goody.
Right. Boom, boom, boom.
from the front to the back, can you feel my woofer's brain?
Right.
Hold on, wait a minute. I just wanted to ask you, who the fuck made you do that?
That's a Negro spiritual.
That record,
yeah.
we were talking about that off there. That record was a tribute to Texas and Memphis. Like that calming down, bumping, knocking pitches out the wall. That's straight Texas. Absolutely. And the whole grip in the green. I'm talking Maine, and then that's all Memphis. Scooby's on that record. Lady Ice is on that record. Then we did a remix with a Lil Flip and Bomb B on the record, so it really was Texas.
Shout out to Lil Flip. I still fuck with you.
Yeah.
Flipperacci is a good dude.
Yeah, but the record, a lot of those records.
The record is what? Legendary?
Whatever.
Iconic?
Whatever. But the record.
Magical even.
Let me tell you something.
Whatever, man.
Nigga, Mad Dog 2020 is that motherfucker.
Oh, yeah, Red Dog 2020.
You understand what I'm telling you?
Hey.
People sneaking to get liquor, riding up and down the street, bumping that shit. That's
Yeah,
how,
that record busts
Crazy.
a lot of speakers.
And then you ain't shit. You jump on the record and scream attention, blow everybody's
Yeah.
shit out. And now we gotta go back and get some new shit.
But
That was a call to arms. Do you understand
I don't know
me?
if it was called-
The minute you
I
hear
wanted
that,
to fuck
you
some
just
shit
know,
up.
hey, look, it's time to put in some
I
work.
wanna- I
Some
wanna fuck
furniture
some
need
shit
to be
up.
moved. You need to give somebody your jewelry and the keys and an emergency number.
Yeah.
Because it might go down tonight. I don't know where the night is going to take me, but I heard, attention, nigga, I lined up. Salute,
listen.
let's go.
We was in the club in Charleston, right?
One time for the Chuck.
And the Chuck, we real specific about what we really like.
Right.
You're gonna get West Coast sometimes, and then you're gonna get some down south stuff.
right.
But when Bone, Tip, and Banner came on, listen,
It's a different type of energy, brother.
it was a time to be alive. You understand what I'm saying? Sure. Like, niggas would literally be having water bottles, swinging them shits everywhere, and water everywhere, heat everywhere, sweat everywhere. Niggas is yelling, bitches is drowning. It was a fucking magical scene. And I was high.
High is good.
Hold on.
Not bad.
Can I explain something real quick? So I was in college one time for Savannah State, one time for Savannah College of Art and Design.
Man, I don't care about your school.
Hold on, wait. I gotta hold it down. Wait a
give a shit
second.
about
Wait
your
a
school.
minute. So this was
Shout
around
out to Emory Riddle.
2003,
What the fuck I look like?
2004, this time frame, and all I know is whenever your voice came through the speakers,
That's just magical.
there's only maybe 3 songs that I can remember that would completely rip a club in Savannah apart. Tear the club up, 3-6 Mafia.
Right.
R.I.P. Camouflage when he say hit him with a bottle,
Camouflage.
hit him with a
Wow.
chair.
Camouflage is my family.
Camouflage was on his way.
Yes, he
man.
was.
Gonna be that
I
fuck
was
friends.
working
Yeah.
at my frat brother's shop.
About
I
to take
pressed
him
up
out.
them Pure
About to
Pain
take him
shirts. I was in there pressing up
Yeah.
those shirts, and when they tell you
So
it
he's
killed
my
the
cousin,
city,
actually.
Really?
Word,
when he
word.
passed,
Man, my
Word,
condolences, brother.
word.
that killed the city. That really hurt the city. But whenever you
Waste.
heard hit him with a bottle, hit him with a chair, I've seen it. I actually used to throw parties, and the guy didn't want to pay me for doing the party, and we played that.
You
And,
ain't shit.
yeah.
See, I knew
because he didn't want to
you
pay
see-
me. He didn't want
you
to
see
pay
how
me.
he started.
I
All
got
the good.
look,
Shout out to my college.
Look,
And, he broke.
I'm
so
just
he could
saying,
take- just so you can tell he
if
was
I
breaking
show
shit
up
up.
at 10 o'clock and you got techno playing when Pastor Troy's supposed to perform, and I say, let me go ahead and hit the decks to keep the crowd going.
Pastor Troy, I know you.
And then you don't want to
got
pay me.
come
It's
here, too.
3-something in the morning, and I saved your club. It's a bunch of West Side Seapoke niggas in there wanting to hear Troy, and you playing techno, and I save your night. You don't want to pay me? Nah, hit him with a bottle, hit him with a chair, hit him with a bottle, and then I go straight to tear the club up, tear the club. And the only other song I ever seen do it was you, sir.
Yeah.
So
didn't know
I mean,
that.
your
Actually-
legacy is amazing,
actually
right?
Hey,
burn it
you
down.
Make people tear shit up.
Hey, man, that's what they say.
Hold on, wait.
I tell you, man, the part that really, like Atlanta and the South to me, well, I knew that was going to happen. Like, but with New York and you know the whole up north embraced what we were doing, that was huge, and it was because we were so engrossed with being really, really good because New York had the crown. We made sure that the music that we had was viable and very, very had no holes in it. So our shows was better, our energy was bigger. And I remember the editor from The Source, we did a cover for The Source magazine, and the editor was like, all you rappers out here, and at the time they were, you know, going through the still beefing, New York and the West Coast was still beefing. And she was like, you know, if y'all trying to figure out where your audience at, here's your audience. And it was a picture of Lil Jon in front of like 20,000 people performing. He was throwing, and she called it, whoever took the picture took a dope shot. It was like John making champagne bottles blowing in the air, and everybody was going crazy. And I remember when I walked out my hotel room in the Mauritania right there on Broadway. That's when David Letterman was still around. That's crazy. And I walked. That's you could drive down the Broadway through Broadway then. And I walked down and I just looked up, man. It was like a big, over the Virgin Megastore was a big, my album cover was huge over the Virgin Megastore. And John was across the street.
That's crazy.
On big over MTV, and Banner was across on the other side, big. So it was kind of like,
Trifecta.
it was like, it brought me to tears though, for real. Like,
That's
real
real shit,
talk,
though.
because I said to myself, like, I can remember when these motherfuckers was calling us Bama and
Right.
whack and whatever.
So,
And-
ladies and gentlemen, I want you to understand, perseverance takes you from the Waffle House to Madison Square.
It did.
Perseverance. I know Jay got on the soapbox and was telling you about the roots.
Talk
but
that.
you got to understand, anytime in life that you do anything that you are passionate about and you put an actual effort into it, especially black folks, we dope already. So
Talk
everything
that.
you're going to do is going to be super dope too. So one time for everybody out there that's persevering through their situation, if you hear Bone's story, hear more than just I'm never scared. Hear a brother that has gone from the trenches to Waffle House to Madison Square and is still doing it. And
Giant Stadium,
and
Come on now.
93 years in a row.
3 years in a row.
3 years. How you rock that shit? The song was
I tell you,
over
hey.
after like the second year. So when you get called back for the encore, what you thinking?
The third time I did it, the first time I did it, it was at the height of it. So it was It was ridiculous.
Pandemonium, huh?
Man, them motherfuckers was throwing chairs and shit in that motherfucker.
Bro, I watched
I
it
was
on
like,
TV.
I was
I
like,
thought BTK
yo,
was
am I
performing.
in